Most people treat ETFs like it's some finance bro hobby. I treat them like a hiring strategy. There's 4 ETFs I'd bet on in 2025 if I was building a profitable, lean team. Because I'm not here to try and micromanage stocks, okay? I'm here to delegate like a CEO. In this video, I'm breaking down 4 ETFs that are beginner friendly, low maintenance, and packed with potential. So fire your lazy dollars and hire these 4 instead. Okay, imagine you want to invest in stocks but don't want to obsess over picking the perfect company. An ETF solves that. It's basically a basket of investments. Instead of just buying one stock, you buy a whole group at once with one click, boom, instant diversification. And if we're thinking about talking about it in CEO terms, if a stock is a solo hire, one person team, an ETF is the whole damn department working behind the scenes while you sip your boba like me and mind your ROI, your return on investment. And here's why I love them. They're low maintenance, they grow quietly, they don't ask for your attention every day. You can buy them and literally go live your life. And that's the kind of rich we're building here, at least. The kind that works when we're not. And if you're watching this thinking, wait, shouldn't I be following some kind of plan before I pick my investments? Then pause and cue my last video on money rules you need, rich bitch rules in 2025, okay? That one breaks down the mindsets and the systems that should be guiding every money move you make this year, including what you're about to do with these ETFs. So when this video wraps, go watch that one. The two go hand in hand. Okay, Tay, now we know what an ETF is, but how do we know which ones to actually choose? Great question. Let's pause real quick because before you go throwing your money into a random ticker you saw on TikTok, let's actually talk about how to choose a good ETF. Not all ETFs are created equal. Some are solid, long-term performers, and some are just hot for a quarter, then ghost your portfolio like a toxic situationship. So here's how to spot the rich ones. The ETFs that actually clock in, deliver results, and don't waste your capital's time. First, you want something consistent. Not hype, not drama. Look at the ETFs that have performed over the past 5 years, not the past 5 days. We're not over here looking for overnight spikes. We're here for compound growth that shows up while you sleep. Second, fees. This is where beginners get trapped. Every ETF has what's called an expense ratio. It's basically the cost to manage the fund. Lower is better in this scenario. Anything really under 0.1%, chef's kiss. Why does it matter? Because over time, high fees can eat into your gains. You don't want that happening. You don't want termites eating into your financial house. Third, make sure the ETFs match your goals. Are you looking for growth? Want income from dividends? Need something lower risk? There's no one size fits all. Your goals should shape your reality. And finally, diversification. You want an ETF that spreads money across different industries or sectors, so if one area dips, the other can carry the weight. That's how we protect your money without babysitting it. The bottom line here, you're not just tossing money at the trends, you choose investments like you choose a freaking team. Reliable, long-term, and built to win without burning out. Now, let's get into the 4 I'm looking at for 2025. In no particular order, number 1, VOO. This one's kind of a classic. If you've been here for a long time, you know that this is a long time contender. VOO tracks the top 500 companies in the US. Think Apple, Microsoft, Amazon. When you buy VOO, you're basically betting on the entire US economy continuing to grow over time. The S&P 500 has historically delivered strong long-term growth, averaging about 10% annual return over many decades. It's been around, it's proven, it's consistent, and those expense ratios or the fees that we talked about, low, super low at 0.03%, which means more money stays into your account instead of it going to Wall Street. VOO is also one of the most popular and liquid ETFs in the world, making it super easy to buy and sell at any time. VOO distributes dividends quarterly, meaning investors like you and I can receive payments 4 times a year, and the average annual dividend amount VOO paid over the past year is $6.76 per share, with a current dividend yield of about 1.35%. When we look at an ETF, especially with dividends, it's also important to look at the history of that dividend yield. So in 2019, the yield was around 2.04%. And you might be thinking, oh my goodness, it has gradually decreased, reaching 1.25% by the end of 2024, and right now where we're sitting at the time of this video, 1.33% to 1.36% as of May 2025. This decline is mainly due to the strong price appreciation, which causes the yield to fall even if the actual dollar amount of the dividends paid has increased. It's important that we cover the potential downsides as well when we're talking about investing. VOO is heavily weighted towards large cap US stocks, especially in tech. If these sectors or a few dominant companies perform poorly, VOO will disproportionately be affected. And it's important to note too that VOO's performance is closely tied to the US economy. Economic slowdowns, rising interest rates, inflation, unfavorable government policies can all reduce returns and erode our purchasing power over time. If you want something reliable that's built to grow over the long run, VOO, I would say, is a solid move. Now, SCHD is the one that pays you to hold it. It is for the dividend lovers. It's made up of companies that literally pay you every few months just for owning their stock. That's called a dividend. And SCHD collects those, bundles them, and hands them to you. This ETF focuses on high quality, dividend paying US companies with a history of at least 10 years of consistent dividends and strong financials. It also offers a dividend yield recently around 3.5 to 4%, which is more than double the average yield of the S&P 500. And here's the kicker. If you reinvest those dividends, which you can automate by the way, that money buys you more shares, which pays you more next time. That's the quiet power of compounding. It's slow, but it stacks. And let me know if you want a video on how to do drip investing, otherwise known as dividend reinvesting. SCHD has a very low expense ratio of just 0.06%, making it cost effective compared to many other funds, but not as much as VOO. I'd say it's important to review both because there's only about an 8% overlap with the S&P 500, which means that SCHD adds diversification to our portfolio. Now, we have to talk about the risks, obviously. It can struggle during a recession. Even reliable companies can cut their dividend checks if the economy tanks. If enough of them pull back, your payout drops too. No one's safe in a downturn. Too many eggs in the same basket. SCHD is heavy in banks plus consumer staples. So if those sectors start flopping, your whole ETF, it's taken a hit. It's like putting all your best employees on the same project, very risky. Now, not enough tech definitely equals a lot of missed opportunities. Tech is where the big gains often happen, and SCHD barely touches it. That means if tech stocks are running the show, this ETF might be left in the dust. Inflation and tariffs can eat at the profits too. If costs go up because of inflation or politics, some of these companies may stop growing dividends. And if your paycheck doesn't stretch as far, guess what? Neither does your ETF. So this ETF definitely isn't bad. It's just not invisible. So treat it like any other hire here. Check its resume, understand its blind spots, and don't expect it to really carry your entire team. Next is VTI. VTI is like the entire US stock market in one ETF. Not just big companies, just famous ones. Everything from Apple all the way down to random companies you probably even never heard of. VTI is that one hire who doesn't just do their job, they do everybody's job quietly, efficiently, long term. Here's why she's booked and busy in my portfolio. She doesn't pick favorites, she picks everything. VTI gives you a piece of almost every public company in the US. It gives you the full exposure to the entire market with just one investment. So if you want to maximize diversification and you're in it for the long haul, VTI is a great foundation to build on. Big tech included, small business covered. You're not betting on one, you're betting on the entire economy. By the way, she's also low cost and very much high output. The expense ratio on this one is just at 0.03%, the same as VOO. You get to keep more of your gains. This basically means too that you pay $3 per year for every, let's say, $10,000 invested in either fund, which is far below the industry average of 0.14% in index equity ETFs. She's also pulling up with the receipts as well. 10-year average return about 12%. She's been delivering the results for a decade. And she also pays quarterly. You get dividends, not huge, but consistent. Think modest check, reinvested for more growth because, she's smart like that. And if you picked one ETF to start with, this easily could be the one to do it. VOO, if you think about it, only hires the big dogs, the top 500 companies in the US. Think Fortune 500s, flashy titles, big resumes. But VTI, she pretty much hires everybody from the C-suite to the scrappy startups, big caps, mid caps, small caps, micro caps, all clocking in. VOO gives you the leaders, VTI gives you the whole damn economy. And if VTI is the full team and SCHD is your dividend manager, QQQ is definitely the innovator. QQQ is a little more growth focused. It tracks the NASDAQ 100, which means it leans heavy into tech companies like Google, Nvidia, Meta, Tesla, the fun ones. It's definitely a little riskier than the others, but it has also had big returns over time. And if you believe tech is the future, and let's be honest, kind of is, especially with AI, QQQ gives you exposure to that without trying to guess which company is going to pop off next. She's got the range and the receipts, and over the last decade, QQQ turned $10,000 to over $50,000. She's not just growing, she's scaling. This ETF doesn't match the market. It has outperformed it. With that, also noting, she's fast, flexible, and is pretty good on fees too. High liquidity equals easy in, easy out, and the expense ratio, it's just at 0.2%. Look, QQQ is definitely a heavy hitter, but even the best hires come with fine print. Here's what to actually look out for if you're gonna put this one on your payroll or in your portfolio. Because she's tech obsessed, it can cut both ways. QQQ is stacked with tech and innovation giants. When they soar, so does she, but if the sector slips, she feels it fast. And she's a bit of a drama queen. Volatility is part of her personality, and bear markets hit her harder than the average ETF. A few stocks also run this whole show too. If Apple, Microsoft, or Nvidia slip, your whole ETF is going to take a hit. I definitely wouldn't put everything into QQQ, but as a piece of the pie or a piece of the portfolio, it can really accelerate your gains. Quick recap before we move on. VOO, big stable companies, long-term growth. SCHD, steady and pays dividends. VTI, the entire US market in one move. QQQ, tech forward, high growth, a little more spicy. They each do something different, and that's the point. A good portfolio is like a good team, everyone has a job. And now, I wanna hear from you. Drop a comment and tell me which ETF you're hiring first, whether you're team VTI or riding with QQQ. Let's see what's going on in your portfolio this year. If this video helped you feel even a little more confident about investing, hit like, subscribe, and drop a comment below. Let me know which ETF you're gonna start with, and if you're ready to take action, the link to set up your brokerage account is waiting in the description. Go sign up, set your first transfer, and start letting your money show up for you, even when you're busy showing up for everything else. I'll see you in the next one. Let's keep building. Let's keep continuing being that rich bitch we are. Peace.